good day everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Sir Marcy. And for our lesson for today, it's all about multiplication of radicals with more than one third. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing and hit the notification bell so you'll be updated with my latest videos. Try to recall first the rules in multiplying radical expression. There are only 3 steps. And step number 1, that is distribute or FOIL to remove the parentheses. Remember that you can multiply numbers outside the radical with numbers outside the radicals and numbers inside the radicals with numbers inside the radical, assuming the radicals have the same index. For number 2, we simplify the radicals, and lastly, we have to combine like terms. Remember that in order to add or subtract radicals, the radicals must be exactly the same. So, are you ready? Let's start. Alright, let's try to multiply square root of 5 times the quantity 2 plus square root of 5. So our first step here is we will apply distributive property to remove the parentheses. Remember that you can multiply numbers outside the radical with numbers outside the radical and numbers inside the radicals with numbers inside the radical. So in this case, if we're going to get the product of square root of 5 times 2, so we just simply have, or the product is 2 square root of 5. Then, we will distribute square root of 5 to the other term. So, square root of 5 times square root of 5, since they are inside the radicand, so we can multiply them. So, the product is plus square root of 25. Then, step number 2, we need to simplify. So, we know that 2 square root of 5 is already in simplest form. So, we cannot simplify it anymore. But if you examine square root of 25, that is still reducible. So meaning square root of 25, it has a perfect square, or it is a perfect square. So if we get the square root of 25, that is 2 square root of 5 plus the square root of 25 is 5. And this is now our answer. So the product of square root of 5 times the quantity 2 plus square root of 5 in simplest form is 2 square root of 5 plus 5. So let's have some more examples. Are you guys excited? Let's move on. Okay, let's try to multiply square root of 11 times the quantity 5 minus square root of 2. So again, we will apply distributive property. So if we multiply square root of 11 times 5, the product is 5 square root of 11. Minus, we distribute again square root of 11 times square root of 2, that is minus square root of 22. So let's see if we can simplify square root of 11 and 22. So by prime factorization, if you so remember, 11 times the factor of 11 is 11 times 1. So we know that it is a prime number. Okay? So the only product is the number and 1. For 22, we have 11 multiplied to 2. So since we cannot simplify them, therefore our answer is 5 square root of 11 minus square root of 22. Okay, so this is already in its simplest form. And also we cannot combine them since they are of different radicands. Okay, let's have some more examples. Let's proceed with example number 3. Let's try to answer problem number 3. Multiply 7 times the quantity square root of 56 minus square root of 24. So our goal here is to remove the parentheses by applying distributive property. So we multiply 7 times square root of 56, that is 7 square root of 56 minus 7 times square root of 24. The product is 7 square root of 24. Then, we will apply step number 2. We will simplify square root of 56 and square root of 24. So, let's see if we can make them similar radicals. So, by prime factorization, this is 9 multiplied to 6. Then, this is 3 times 3. So, we can rewrite square root of 56 as 7 times the square root of 3 squared times 6 minus for square root of 24. Let's say we're going to use 4 times 6. Then 4 is 3 times sorry, this is 2 times 2 and this one is 3 times 2. So we can write it as 7 square root of 2 squared, then the product of these two, which is 6. Then applying the product rule for radicals, that is now 7 times square root of 3 squared times square root of 6 minus 7 square root of 2 squared times square root of 6. And we can simplify this. That's now 7 times 3 times square root of 6 minus 7 times 2 times square root of 6. Then we simplify. 7 times 3, that is equal to 21 square root of 6 minus 7 times 2, which is 14 square root of 6. Next is we can combine similar radicals since they have similar index and similar radicand. So we can now factor out square root of 6. Our answer here would be 21 minus 14 times square root of 6. So 21 minus 14, the answer is 7 square root of 6. And this is now our answer. Okay? Are you guys ready for our next example? Okay, let's try to solve problem number 4. Alright, let's try to solve problem number 4. If we're going to get the product of the quantity 2 plus square root of 3 times the quantity 1 plus square root of 5, we will not apply here distributive property. Instead, we're going to use FOIL method. If you still remember FOIL method, F stands for first term, O stands for outer term, I stands for inner term, and L stands for last term. Okay, so let's try to use FOIL method in order for us to solve or to get the product of this binomial. So step number 1, first term. So 2 times 1, the product is 2. Next, outer term, 2 times square root of 5, that is plus 2 square root of 5. Next, inner term, square root of 3 times 1, that is plus square root of 3. And last term, square root of 3 times square root of 5, the product is square root of 15. Then let's check if we can still simplify those inside the radicand. So square root of 5 is already in simplest form as well as square root of 3. If we will get the factor of 15, that is 5 times 3. So meaning to say this is already in simplest form. So therefore, we cannot combine similar radicals. The answer is 2 plus 2 square root of 5 plus square root of 3 plus square root of 15. And this is now our answer. Okay, so let's have some more examples. Let's try to answer problem number 5. Alright, for our last example, problem number 5, let's say we're going to multiply the quantity of 4 plus square root of 5 times the quantity 4 minus square root of 5. So we will still apply FOIL method. So first, we multiply first term. So to the first term of the other binomial, so 4 times 4, that is equal to 16. Next, 4 times negative square root of 5, that is minus 4 square root of 5. Then, square root of 5 times positive 4, that is plus 4 square root of 5. And lastly, we have square root of 5 times negative square root of 5, that is negative square root of 25. Now, our next step is we're going to combine similar terms. Here, similar terms, that is negative square root of 5 plus 4 square root of 5. The product is the sum is 0. So negative 4 square root of 5 plus 4 square root of 5, that is equal to 0. So we now have 16 minus square root of 25, that is 5. And 16 minus 5, the answer is 11. So this is now our answer. Okay, so that ends our lesson for today. I hope you learned something new again. That's all, and goodbye.